Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. As always, thank you so much for all of your tweets, and we have had a lot, I tell you, over the last couple of days, in fact. Of course, there's so many talking points. Before we get to that, though, we have to apologise for Jules and just his attitude lately. You may not have seen it off camera. We asked him to change his shirt because there was a problem with the lighting. And Robbo, how stroppy was it? How would you describe the strop that we saw?
Well, I'm used to it now. I've seen him on TV a lot recently, and I've seen him behind the scenes, and he's becoming a diva. There's no question about it. I think he loves the way he looks. He loves the way French football is doing well at the moment. He just loves himself. Egotistical, I think we call it.
Yeah,
people know.
He's gone
people
big time.
My fans know. People know. People know. They won't believe all those negativity that you try to spread on me.
Right, here we go
People
then.
know.
We've had a lot of questions that have kind of had this sort of angle. Does this year highlight how snobbish Premier League and English media pundits have been towards the qualities of La Liga, the Bundesliga and Ligue 1? Not everything is Premier League centric in football. Yeah, Jules.
But it's always been the same. I mean, there's nothing new in there, and maybe because last season as well was so good for English clubs in terms of European competitions with the two finalists in both the Europa League and the Champions League. Maybe they kind of forgot about the rest of Europe again. But it's always been like this. I mean, this week in the newspapers or in the English media, there was nothing about Lyon. It was all about Man City. Some already looked forward to a semi-final against Bayern Munich, and they just completely ignored Lyon, how good they could be, the kind of players that they have. There was a little bit of Memphis Depay on the day of the game, but that was it. But this is what English media do, and that's never going to change. Even if this season is not good for them in Europe, that's not going to change.
Robbo?
I agree. There is a snobbishness about what people think about the Premier League, English football. It's yes, the Premier League is a very good league, but so are the other leagues. It's not way above everybody else. The football isn't played
It's better
at a
than
high
Ligue
tempo
1,
than
isn't it?
everywhere
Who
else.
wants to watch Ligue
Foreign
1
players
week
come
in,
into the
week
English
out?
league. We talk about, they won't be able to
whoa,
cope with the
leave us
Premier
alone.
League. Load of
Leave
old
us alone.
rubbish.
What? Who wants to watch the French League? Well, let's be honest, that's okay. It's all right to say this, isn't it?
Hang on, how many French clubs in the semi-final?
Yes, but I know, but that's an anomaly. That's whatever. But to watch Ligue 1, like, what would you prefer to watch, Jules, as a Frenchman? The Premier League or the French League?
Would you watch? I can tell you, I would rather watch a Premier League, like a Ligue 1 game, than a Norwich against Burnley sometimes. Let's not kid ourselves here. Of course, there are bad games in Ligue 1. There are bad games in every league, even in the Premier League. And in the Premier League, there's often more bad games than actually people make out they are. And I think it's the same everywhere. And yeah, of course, you've got the top teams when they play each other, it's often great. But there's also top teams playing each other where it's dreadful and it's no good, and you finish 0-0 and it was boring. It's not. Let's it's the same in every league, every country.
No, but the French League is very much at the bottom of the pile, isn't it? Because it's PSG against everybody else.
It's not. I mean, it's not just that. It's not. Yeah, of course, PSG are dominating the league, but you've got very interesting players. Let's not forget that English clubs come and do their market in France every summer, every winter.
Yeah, then people like Ndombele comes across and he's terrible. Pepe doesn't do much.
But that's not Ndombele or Pepe's fault either. You know, I think Ndombele is still a very good player. He showed it against Man City last season. And yet you would not spend 60 million on someone that you thought was rubbish. So, of course, there's talent in Ligue 1 like in other leagues. There are bad games in Ligue 1 like in other leagues. But there's also very good games and very good players in Ligue 1 like in other leagues. But stop making out like they're rubbish compared to the Premier League. This is not true. The team that finished 7th in Ligue 1 just beat the team that finished 2nd in the Premier League. So what does that say about the two leagues?
Shaka, would you like to...
I don't get it. Just tell me. No, but tell me. Are Man City so good that they can't beat the 7th in Ligue 1?
Yeah, of course, but that was over a 90-minute stretch. You know, in theory...
Tell me. Tell me, I don't get it. 7th in Ligue 1, 2nd in the Premier League, and they lose 3-1.
Right, so if we do that conversation, Lyon are going to finish 2nd in the Premier League?
No, but that's not the point. The point is that even if Ligue 1 you think is not good, the team that finished 7th has just beaten City twice in 1 year and drew once with them as well. So 3 games against City. They didn't lose a single game, Lyon, against City in the last 12 months. I think that tells you that there's maybe more talent and more level in Ligue 1 than what you think they are, because you never watch it anyway. I'm not even sure why you're talking about Ligue 1 anyway. To be honest.
I think Lyon are just their kryptonite, aren't they? If Lyon played in the Premier League, they'd finish in the bottom half of the table. You'd accept that. And that's okay to say.
In the bottom half? I don't think so.
No?
In the bottom half of the table?
Yes.
Lyon. Come on. Don't wind me up, man.
I think we're already beyond that point, Jules.
Dan, all you need to ask him, Dan, is why does Jules work in England and not in France?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Well, no, I do French football for English media and English football for French media. That works perfect.
Quality of journalism is lower in England. That's it. Oh, dear. Right, where are we?
Oh, God.
Robbo, we saw today that Manchester United do not need another expensive forward or winger. But in the summer, what position should they strengthen, and should Ollie make way?
I'm not sure he should make way at the moment. I think he's got to be given another year. I think the team are improving. What position should they strengthen? I think another midfield player who's good defensively, got great energy to get around the field, that can play alongside Pogba and play in behind Bruno Fernandes. If they get a really top-class central midfielder who can do that job, and we saw one for Lyon, I'll give Jules a bit of praise, saw one for Lyon, I think he's an exceptional player. Manchester United will be a better team.
Oh, look what we've come back to. I didn't just read this question. Does Mbappe hit it back on Twitter at those calling Ligue a farmers' league? That was not me, by the way, Jules. Suggests he is planning to stay there for some time, as it seems he believes the league deserves respect.
Yeah, I mean, I think a few people tweeted that, and because, as you said, it's often the criticism that comes from English people especially, but some people around Europe, the French league is not good, it's a farmers' league. Yeah, okay, if you want to, but Kylian Mbappe certainly thinks and believes that Ligue 1 deserves a bit of credit and a bit of respect. I don't know. That doesn't mean he was going to stay for another 10 years. I think, as we've been saying so many times on this show, he will leave very soon, I think, for Real Madrid. Not this summer, maybe the following summer, but certainly the one after, probably. So that doesn't change much in terms of Mbappe's future. However, I think that Mbappe and other people who play in French clubs, or at Lyon it was the same. Memphis Depay had a similar tweet, or I think responded to Kylian Mbappe, of saying this is a good league. This is a good league. I promise you, it's a good league. There's good talent there. People work well. There's good academies. They produce good players. And yeah, of course, some games are bad. Yes, of course, if you watch certain teams, it's not great and they play a bit defensive. But it's a physical league. It's a tactical league, and I think they've got a lot to offer if you want to give it, time to watch it and analyze it.
Why a farmers' league, Shaka? Where does this phrase come from? I go to you for no reason, as if you know the answer to it.
Because I'm a farmer of some sort?
No, why the farm? Why we haven't got the poor farmers?
Yes, to me. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I want to hear who's French. Maybe ask the Frenchman. Who? Excuse me, correctly a few days ago.
Advert.
Remember a few days ago how he was talking about how he was watering his flowers?
Yes.
Maybe it was his onions.
Robbo, why does Pep get a pass and isn't criticised more? He has spent so much money with Manchester City and Bayern and yet didn't win a single Champions League.
Yeah, that would be the one criticism of him. He's done brilliantly in the Premier League on a couple of seasons. He's done brilliantly with Bayern Munich. The seasons he was there, he plays outstanding football. He plays football that no other coach seems to be able to produce. They're entertaining to watch, but on some big nights in the Champions League for Bayern Munich, for Manchester City, he's got it wrong. So he does get criticism on those nights, but overall, he's still a magnificent manager.
Shaka, do you think tiki taka is outdated?
No. I just think that teams have to be better, more comprehensive in what they do. Listen, the basics of it is if you have the ball, the other team doesn't, and therefore they can't do anything with it. But if you do nonsense like we saw Barcelona do against Bayern, in constantly trying to pass the ball out to the back and keeping themselves in trouble, and you certainly don't have a defense to kind of stave off any attacks when you do give it away in your own half, then you're going to get punished. And that's exactly what happened to Barcelona. If you're Manchester City, with all the possession that you had, and as I mentioned during the show, you forget the basics of defending in terms of pressing the ball and playing a high line, then you're going to get punished. That's just simple. But you can't beat keeping hold of the ball and at least denying your opponents that possession and to build any kind of momentum.
Jules, should PSG continue starting Icardi in the Champions League or look at starting your boy Choupo-Moting, considering Icardi does not get involved much?
I think it will be neither Icardi or Choupo-Moting. I think Kylian Mbappe will start up front against RB Leipzig in a 4-3-3 formation with Di Maria, who's back from suspension on one side, and Neymar on the other side. I don't think it's because Icardi hasn't been good, since they played again in the 2 cup finals and in the Atalanta game. I think it's more because of the way RB Leipzig are playing and that really high line and the pace that Mbappe can bring to cause problems to Upamecano and Alstenberg and Klosterman and whoever will play in that back three. I think it's more that the idea for Tuchel to start Mbappe centrally more than with 2 up front or more than Mbappe wide and Icardi centrally. I think that's the idea.
Robbo, if Messi decides to leave Barcelona this season and chooses Pep Guardiola's Manchester City as his next destination, would you consider him to be David Silva's perfect replacement?
I think they play a slightly different position. I think that Lionel Messi plays higher up the field, and Lionel Messi's a much better player than David Silva. David Silva's been excellent for Man City, but what an acquisition it would be for Pep Guardiola and Man City. We had Lionel Messi playing in behind Aguero, feeding in passes, getting other players running off of him. He's now a brilliant passer of the ball as well as a runner with it. I don't think he's a replacement for David Silva. He's just an outstanding player himself.
Jules, give me the top 3 likely destinations for Messi as we go to air now.
I would say Man City first, of course. I would say so it's Inter Milan because it's their dream. Although, can you just imagine Messi with Conte? I mean, this I would actually pay for this. I would pay anything you want to do with it. I would pay for it. So I'll put Inter in second, and in third I would go for Manchester United, just because they can afford him and they need someone to play on the right wing. So here you go, perfect.
Interesting, no French teams. Why would he not want to go to the...
Because why would he want to go to the Farmers League? I mean, this is clearly too good for us.
Toulouse have made an offer for him.
We don't need him anywhere. We don't need Messi. We can do this without Messi.
Exactly. Is there any parallel universe, Jules, where either Messi is the player coach for a year until Xavi comes in, or Messi goes to Leeds to play with Bielsa? Goodness me, they're two very different ends.
Oh my God, I love this. I love this. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, so imagine that. Yeah, he goes like, you know what? I can do the Hood Gullit job in Chelsea. I can do I don't know who else did it. Yeah, I'm in charge. And Messi, Kenny Dalglish, you're right.
Thank you.
I can do this. Let's go. That would be fun. But then that would not be as fun as Messi and Bielsa both at Leeds. I mean, can you just imagine Leeds? I think everybody Leeds people would have a heart attack or something. Just the thought of Messi playing there. Can you just imagine Jack Harrison and Ben White and all those great young players that they have, and then Messi on that right-hand side of being in a free. That would be fantastic. I'd go for Leeds, Bielsa and Messi.
Shaka, if Messi went to Leeds, where would they finish?
In the French League?
That wasn't me, Jules.
That was so bad. Shaka, not you. I mean, Dan, I expect it, not from you.
That's been his theme all day, though, Jules. I was just making sure.
We know they would win the French League, obviously. Right, so the Premier League.
That's down.
Obviously.
That's Dan. Yeah, that's Dan. I didn't offer anything.
Well, come on, answer my question.
What's the question?
Where are they finishing in the Premier League?
Finish 5th.
Really?
This season, yeah. That's what I'm going for.
Robbo, higher or lower?
I would go slightly lower. They're not that good, and Messi would take a little time to settle into Leeds, I'd imagine. So I would say about 8th.
Okay. How did we get there? Robbo, have you ever missed an open goal like Sterling yesterday?
I'm sure I have at some point, but I can't remember. I might have had a 5 or 6 yard one saved by the keeper, which I should have scored, but not one from that range over the bar, I don't think.
Shaka, has someone missed the sitter like that against you?
Not that I recall, in all honesty. I don't know. I don't remember those things.
Jules, the worst open goal miss you've witnessed in person, it's got to be your boy, hasn't it? Choupo-Moting?
I mean, Choupo-Moting did something even more special because he prevented his own teammate to score a goal by stopping the ball on the line. I mean, this is unbeatable. This is even better than an open miss like Sterling, who was not the first time, by the way, or Ronnie Rosenthal, if you remember, back in the old days, who missed a proper bad one as well. So, but yeah, Choupo-Moting preventing his own player to score is pretty special.
Final question, Shaka. Should clubs hire acting coaches? If they're willing to pay for a throwing coach, they should also be willing to pay to have players at least sell fouls a bit better. Getting hit in the chest and acting like you've been shot in the face is poor, no?
I feel like this is more a question for Stevie, but I think players are doing a good enough job of acting as it is.
Sounds like a vocation for Moreno.
he has a school.
I think that's it. Okay, that is it. Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you very much to Stewat Robson, to Shaka Hislop, and to Sir Julien Laurent. We'll be back tomorrow for more, of course. Inter in action, looking to book a place in the final of the Europa League. I've forgotten who they're playing. That is the disrespect that I have for, who is it, Shakhtar? Yes, Shakhtar. Anti-Dan Thomas and his biased ways against French football and Shakhtar. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.